Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. For those who are new to the channel, I am Mommy Lala. Welcome. I've been gone for 2 days. Actually, I wasn't supposed to actually go live every day in September. But as I said, it's actually easier to go live than do edited videos for Stash-tember, right? So for those who are new or watching on replay, welcome. So what is Stash-tember? Okay, so Stash-tember is our current series here at Mommy Guide Inc. where we work with our stash, specifically our stamps. Okay, so here in the paper crafting community, card making community that we are in. So September is very special because we normally celebrate Stamp-tember, right? So this is when new stamps get released from our favorite manufacturers and favorite artists, right? So new products are released in time for the holiday season. Okay, but what I realized as I went to my craft every day in August, that I have still so many, not just stamps, but a lot of other things that I have actually not used. And so that was the inspiration behind Stash-tember. So if you still want to do Stamp-tember, by all means, because that actually is a very needed help and push, okay, for our manufacturers and other artists in the community. But if you are like me, okay, who has hoarded or have a stash that they have not used for quite a while, then probably this is the perfect opportunity for you to grab those stuff that you haven't used for a long while. Okay, even though you grabbed them or you bought them because you love them so much and yet have never used it. All right, so again, first in the chat today, okay, early on, is Vicky. So we are so blessed that, yes, hello, Vicky, that Vicky is back in the chat. And yes, okay, it was a successful operation and she is back, although she cannot stay long, guys, because she has a follow-up appointment. All right, so safe travels, Vicky, and we hope that everything is well, right? So everything, the recovery is well, right? So she won't be able to stay for long. All right. Thank you so much again for dropping by. And we have Laurie very early on as well. Hi, Laurie. I hope that you also, my friend, okay, is doing well. I know that I think a lot of us actually in the past couple of weeks have gone through a little bit of health concerns, right? So I hope that you are on your way to recovery as well. And I know that there has also been a little bit of death in the family. So again, our repeated condolences and sorry for your loss, Laurie. Right. So hi, Vicky. Yes. Right. So if you continue to support Vicky by actually going through VJ Designs, though at this point she is not yet ready to do more content, but she has prepared for it. So her usual schedules are there. She has already pre-recorded all the videos. Hi, Shanna. Good morning. Good morning. I am so loving Shanna's videos. Uploads lately, mostly on the retro side, and I'm loving it. Right, so if you want to check that out, please head on to our dear friend Shanna Makes It. All right, so thank you again, my dear friends, for being here, for dropping by. I know that it's Friday, and as it is the end of the work week, okay, so many things need to be hopefully finished, okay, before the start of the weekend, so you can actually enjoy your weekend with family and friends. All right. So in my case, I've been gone for 2 days. Okay, so just a little bit of update. So Thursday, I think it was Wednesday first. Okay, so Wednesday, we went to the first day of the Manila International Book Fair. Today, I actually, guys, I'm trying to really stop saying actually. It's like I begin and end my sentence with actually. So, okay, please call me out in the chat. You said actually. Okay, I'm trying not to do that. Right? So, we went to the first day of the Manila International Book Fair. And we were able to go through all the different stalls. So I started editing the videos for that. At the same time, since we were there already, just across the building where the Manila International Book Fair is being held is the IKEA store here in the Philippines. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually the biggest in the world right now. Okay, I was gonna say actually again. Stop myself. All right. And so I have several videos coming up because of that. And yesterday, my son has an event, and it's like 2 days in a row. The first day, Wednesday, we really got home very late. The traffic was horrible. And then yesterday, I was just so tired. I said, I was intending to go live, but I said, okay, I will give myself grace and just, relax. Anyway, I said, Stash-tember is supposed to be fun, right? So I'll just do 2 days today. So the day number 12 and 13 has to be tomorrow, right? So there you go. Okay, there you go. Yes, I really am loving everybody's, it seems that all of us are picking up content as it is because there's so many amazing things coming up, right? So advent calendars being released, and then holidays coming up, right? So you guys have what do you call this? Thanksgiving. We don't have actual Thanksgiving, but the commercial side of Thanksgiving where we have sales and stuff, right? But the actual reason for Thanksgiving, we don't have that, right? So, and then we have Halloween, of course, and then the Christmas season. Although, if you've not seen, I did have a short yesterday where I showcased, yes, I kid you not when I say that Christmas starts in September. So I showed proof. We went to the mall, right? So when we went to the Manila International Book Fair and showed you that, yes. Okay, I actually wanted, I wanted to record as well the audio, but I'm gonna have probably a copyright strike, because the malls. Okay, the sound system actually again. Okay, the Christmas songs were already playing in the background, right? So there you go. Oh, it's so hard. What can I do instead of actually? So just stop. Okay. Hi, Don. Good morning, my friend. All right. So hopefully I'll be done before Dawn and T. Thus, their usual live stream together. Okay, later on. Yes. So if you are interested in art journaling, junk journaling, that's what Dawn and T on T's channel and on Dawn's channel, The Crafty Visage, do on a Friday morning for our friends over there on the western side of the globe. Susan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, right, everyone? Yes, this is our dear friend Susan. Okay, actually, there. Okay, Susan, is it okay if I give you moderator status? Susan has been super helpful for me in as a moderator. You don't need to always be here, but if you are here, so there you go. I added Susan as a moderator. Don't get stressed. Okay, it's just that so that I can easily see when Susan gives me such amazing advice and shout outs like, "You're muted. Do this," right? So thank you so much, Susan. I truly appreciate. I can stay long, but want to say hello. Yes, I know you have to prepare for your live stream later. So guys, if you have time, if sometimes I take long, right? It's okay. You can leave and then head on to Not Afraid of Color and Dawn's channel, The Crafty Visage, because this is really every Fridays their regular schedule. All right. And of course, Linda, good morning. Yvette, good morning, good morning. I missed you guys. Ah, actually, I'm not sure. I'm trying not to say that. All right. There was one time I was watching the replay. I was like, it's so good. How many? Maybe 100 times or more. I said, "Oh, this is no longer okay." Good morning. Good morning, Caroline. I'm sure Caroline is also going to be preparing and doing a lot of things. So I'm already saying good morning. Caroline had a video upload just recently, I think a day or so ago. You know those very nice and cute pens that you can, change and add beads, and then you can also make it seasonal because you can change the tops. It's so beautiful and amazing. Okay, and Caroline was the very first content creator that that I've seen do that. I saw it. I saw her do that last year, and she's doing it again. So if you've missed that, please do check out our dear friend's channel, My Crafty Adventures. Yes, she is Caroline, and of course, my moderator daughter. Okay, finally is here. She is preparing for her photography class, so she has unearthed some of my old lenses and camera for her classes. Yes, everybody saying hi to everybody, and I love that about us. Okay, do I get the what's that? Too? The hammer? What's that? The hammer? Oh, what is that thing? I can't see clearly the avatar. Or I mean the emoji. Let me see. Maybe if I can see it here. You know. Okay. Okay, so I have several moderators in the chat. Awesome. All right. So again, thank you, my dear friends, for being here. Yes, everybody saying hi to everybody, right? So every now and then, please do check out. And again, as I said, the best way, okay, to not, miss. All right, let me see anything on anybody's channel is to hit this one. Not just on my channel, but on our friend's channel. Because when you have this notifications and then turned on for all, so whether they or we put on a video, a shorts, or a live stream, you will get notified, right? Because life happens. We do have a lot of other things to do. How I wish we could just craft all day long, right? But the fact is we do have other roles. All right. So Vicky's still here, but okay, again, Vicky, okay. Stay safe. All right. Take it slow, my friend. Take it slow. All right. And we hope that it's all good. Okay. That you're healing properly and on time. Thanks for helping moderate everyone. Yes, because sometimes my moderator daughter easily falls asleep, especially if it's the weekday as after school, right? So she is very tired. Okay. So day 11, let's check. Day 11 is animal antics. Okay, so we're supposed to use our unused critter stamp set. Okay, and then for day 12, for day 10. So I'm doing 10 and 11 today. Tomorrow is going to be 12 and 13. So 10 is Floral Frenzy. I love florals. So it took me quite a while to check. In fairness, for my floral stamps, I didn't check in the older ones, but the fairly new ones, maybe the ones I got between 10 years ago up to now, I almost have used almost everything. So I just have 2 here, and I'll show you which one, and then you choose which one you want me to do tonight. And for the animal antics, okay, the critter stamp, I also have 2 options for you to help me out. So these are 2 things, stamp sets that I have had for quite a while, but has never used. Not because I don't like them, I just haven't used them. You know, when you have so many things, so people say it's easier when you have a lot because you can choose. No, it's like information overload, right? So it's better if you just have enough. Okay. So what? Okay, so for the florals, is it florals first? Yes, Floral Frenzy is day 10. Okay, you say, I am choosing, definitely I'm going to be using this as a background. Okay, so all of these I have not used just yet. Okay, so they're all from Altenew. So the only ones I have not used in terms of flowers, because I do love flowers and I do love Altenew. So now I ask, would you want me to do this poinsettia and pine or this best buds? Okay, so which one do you want me to work with? All right, okay. So I'll wait for that. So that's for the florals, okay? And then for the critters, okay, it's a choice between this cat scrappiness, okay, fork and farm quokka. Oh gosh, quokka, right? This was given to me as a gift by Kendra. Okay, and I have not used it just yet. Okay, and this is from Artful Angel. Okay, so which of these two do you want me to work with? Okay, so for the flower set, it's this one, the best buds or the poinsettia and pine. And the other one is the quokka and the never change your stripes from Artful Angel. All right. Okay, so Susan said best buds. Oh, why is my... Okay, let me see. It's too big. All right. Susan said best buds. Okay. So true. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I think for the critters it's this one, and for the flowers it's gonna be this one. Okay, so this one doesn't match this one, so I think I have to let go of that and just focus on this. All right, this too has one. You guys have decided. Okay, it's easier, right, when I don't need to decide. I just ask you guys and then you tell me what to do. And thank you for helping me, Laurie. And thank you also for helping me. Okay, who said best bud? Susan. There you go. Okay, let's start. So I hope that you are also working on Stash-tember. Okay, so I'd like to thank, excuse me, those who have those who have been joining us. So we have Whims of Whimsical Thoughts. We have Zell of Sprinkle with Cards. We have Amy of Creativity Playground. Vicky, I know, did several before she headed off to surgery. Thank you, Vicky. Anna of My Crafts and Cats. Who else? Okay, if I have missed mentioning you, I'm sorry. But again, don't forget to put the hashtag Stash-tember or Stash-tember 2025 or both so that we could easily find you. All right, so heading on to our work for today. Okay, let me see. I need to get my... Okay, my stamp platform. Okay, and paper. So I've gotten a bit of my papers out. So let me see. How does this look like? I haven't... So happy we're best buds. Oh, so this is what it looks like. It has very long stems. Okay, and then the sentiments are, I admire your strength. Oh, it's starting to yellow. Sending hugs to my best bud. Your friendship means everything to me. Happy birthday to Adi. Oh, so it can, the sentiments are actually for various occasions. So this is a very versatile, okay, stamp set. Okay, so let's check out first. Okay, and just stamp, okay, several of these and see how it's gonna look like. The thing I like about unused stamps is that they're very really quality stamps. It's so easy to. Okay, let me see if I can fit it in one done. All right. Okay. So it does fit. Okay. So let me just grab my stamps first. All right. Okay. And then put my paper. Okay. I should have placed my paper first, right? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Move the paper first, my friends. And then you adjust your stamp. All right. Okay. That's it. Okay. So there you go. Let's first just condition the stamps. Okay, this is a first time that we're gonna be using it. Okay. Let me just get this some like ink. Okay, let me just plug in my heat tool. All right. Okay. Okay, so we make sure that we use an anti-static powder first. Okay, so that when we heat and emboss, okay, and we have extra of our Ay, naku. Things are starting to I have just started and things are starting to fall already. All right, so I am using a clear pigment ink. This is Versa Mark. Okay, and this is what most of us use when we are going to heat emboss. Now, if you want it to be colored, you can bring in a pigment ink in a color that you like. Okay, there you go. Okay. I see Jaden. Hi, Jaden. And we have... I'm talking about introducing Sammy and Matthew. Oh, that would be great. Right? Because Sammy has taken up photography for her elective this semester. Oh, yeah. Matthew can actually... Sammy can probably, seek help from Matthew because Matthew is so good with cameras. When I had Caroline for the first time as a guest, it was so easy to set it up because Matthew helped us out big time. Right? Okay, there you go. Thank you again, Caroline. Bike vlog and adventure. Mega love shout out po. Salamat sa pagdaan. Yes, hello all. Hi Janet, dear Janet. Thank you so much. Slowly making stash progress. I finished a washi. Woohoo! I might be a little behind, like back in CW. No, as we always say, Roy would always say, you are where you are at that perfect time. So it's okay. KM, hello everyone. This is our dear friend KM Heartmate. Please check her out on Instagram and YouTube, on TikTok. She is an amazing alcohol artist. On top of many other things, right? She is based here in the Philippines and one of the most talented artist creators that we have here in the Philippines. So if you have not checked her out, please do so. KM, I need to message you for PrintCon, right? So hold on, let me see. What do I want for that to be? Okay, I think I want that to be a antique silver. Okay, so let's try antique silver for this one. Okay, so I will remove it. Okay, and then just put it here on the sides. Okay, go grab my. Where is? There you go. Okay. So, because we are going to be having an event here in October 9 to 11, and I want to feature the local crafters here who have products like KM, okay, and then Wims as well. Okay. So hopefully they are going to be able to, because I want to showcase. Jaden, if you have anything you want to showcase, okay, during that event, just message me, my friend. All right. So there you go. That is done. So if ever I make it to camp, it's gonna be like super fast if ever, Caroline, because I need to be back before our event. Okay, so let me just mute myself, my friends, because I have to hit emboss this one. Or let me see. If this is this too loud? If not, okay, I won't mute myself anymore. Okay, let me see. If I am not too loud. Okay. Is this too loud? How are you hearing it? Okay, it's not directly in front of the mic, but still it's quite near. So I'm not sure if this is not good for you. Okay, so I am heat embossing. Okay, this, and I will color it later on. Okay, I would have wanted it to be like watercolor paper, but I don't know where my watercolor papers are. I think in the in the inner craft room or so. Okay, let me just go back to the chat. Okay, so that's done. We have finished. Okay. Okay, heat embossing that one. Yes, and KM is saying hi to everybody as well. Is it okay? It's okay as long as you're enjoying the creative process. There you go. Hi, Marian. Good. It's almost morning for Marian, right? Almost midnight. Conditioning the stamp. Please explain more. Ah, okay. So, Marian, when stamps get manufactured, okay, so when stamps get manufactured, so the backs, I don't know if you've experienced that, even for planners, right? So when you have a new stamp and then you try using it directly, okay, without doing anything, so sometimes you will have those stamp images that are blotchy, meaning that the images aren't as crisp because there's that remains of the plastic that was part and parcel of the manufacturing. So it's just part of the manufacturing process. So what you do for the stamp to have a crisp image is you will try to remove whatever is left of that protective plastic cover, right? So you may just use your hands. Some of us use, wet tissue. Some of us use like a Versamark. You ink it up first and then you try to, stamp. Or sometimes when it's really, really, what do you call that? Stubborn. Okay, hold on. Okay. I do have like a very fine sandpaper and I will sand off the top. Okay, so those are several ways to condition your stamp. But when you have very nice or high quality stamps, polymer stamps, okay, like this one, normally just rubbing it through your hands would be more than enough, right? So that's what we mean by conditioning. Thank you, Marian, for that question. If you do have questions, please put them in the chat. If I'm not able to see it, I'm sure some of our friends in the chat will be able to answer. Oh, and Susan is doing a few virtual retreats And I'm still feeling a bit miserable. Why? Cheer up, my friend. All right, so I know paper escape is happening, right? Yes, there's okay. This is perfect answer as well from Marian. I mean from Caroline. Thin film on the stamp. Just rub your finger over the stamp and remove it again. Right. So some manufacturers, some it's easier to remove than others, and normally you would just do this the first time you use the stamp. After you've used it, it's okay. Right. So our moderator daughter is catching up on saying hi to everyone. I still don't know how to do shared live without Matthew. Oh, you'll get the hang of it. I'm sure, Caroline. All right. Yes, it's gonna be home soon, right? For like Thanksgiving, I'm sure, right? Please send our regards to Matthew as well. Yes, I love Matthew. He's so sweet. He's so sweet to his parents. Thank you, Janet. Oh, thank you, Kay. Remember, guys, the last time we were here and we had the lease. The lease, if you missed that, guys, that was my last live stream. And then when we were, I was like, I barely did anything that episode. My project was, but it's okay because I really had so much fun with the lease, right? And you guys. So, anyways, the list showed this photo of her daughter during their prom. And so I remembered, oh, I also remembered Sammy had, like a turnaround. Her classmates couldn't believe that that was her. So I said, okay, I'm going to look for it. But I couldn't find it. So the whole duration of almost the 2 hours, I was just trying to, scroll through my phone. I couldn't find it. And finally, yesterday, right, since I didn't go live, I said, might as well look for that, photo. And I finally did. And to Sam's, she didn't have a choice. Okay, so I'm just going to use both sides because I also want to, do another set of this one. And I don't want to remove it. So that's one thing that's nice about the Altenew, right? Because you can have like two ways. This, I don't know how I'm gonna press this. This is me being very lazy. But let's see if it's gonna work. Okay. The laziness is getting the better of me. Let's see, my friends, if my laziness is gonna work. Okay, let me check if I can get a newer Versamark. Okay, because I feel that one is a little bit dried. All right. So it's a back-to-back stamps on this. Okay, stamp wheel from Altenew. This is the original one. Okay, the newer one, Anne-Marie was messaging me, is like, Lala, it's really, really big. Right? So the thing is, since I am so lazy to remove this, I cannot do that. So I think I really don't have a choice but to remove. Otherwise, I cannot make crisp images. All right. Okay, so I just have to wipe. Okay. So that's the thing with this one, with the stamp wheel. You can use either side, okay, to stick your polymer stamps onto it. Okay, and then just flip it. Make sure that so that you know that it's gonna stamp on the exact thing. When you put it back, make sure that the edges are like that. Okay, aligned, and everything else will fall into place. All right. So I want to make 2 of these so that I have extras in case I want to. Okay, so you know what this one is? It's a whiteboard, eraser, because I have very weak hands and wrists. So if I just use my hands, I cannot, make nice impressions. So, and that's the reason that I also need to go back several times because I have very weak wrist. This is because we've been crafting for, decades, and we have overworked and overused our hands and our wrists. So it's now arthritic hands. All right. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Caroline. Awesome. Okay, am I okay now? Let me see. I think okay. Right? So we're good. But I'm gonna remove that because I want to stamp another. Okay, later on. Okay, so let's just put this one back again. Okay, and use our Altenew antique silver. Okay, embossing powder. Okay, I'm using this very high-tech filter paper for your coffee maker. All right. So that I can easily put back my embossing powders left over back onto the jar. Okay. So sometimes I do have like excess like that. I will just, okay, go through like so. Okay, and then go through it again. The event that I missed out some of the, okay. There you go. These are for the leaves. Now that I'm quite happy with it, okay, I can heat emboss that. But first, let's return, okay, the excess embossing powder onto its container. That's how easy it is to use this one. Sometimes in the olden days, I even use something like this. But now, it's easier with, if you have like a copy paper, bond paper, filter paper, whatever it is, okay, you can absolutely use that. All right, so let's heat emboss this one again. All right, let me see. Okay. Thank you so much to those who are just watching, lurking. You're very welcome to do so. Okay. So if you can see, it's gonna turn a darker shade when it's actually heat embossed already because the powders have melted. The reason why I'm heat embossing this one is I'm going to be coloring later on, and when the edges are a little bit, when you heat emboss them, it gets a little bit raised, and it's easier for me to stay within the outlines of, the stamped images as when it's just, when it's just flat. Okay, so I'll make several. I'll make another set. Okay, so that we'll have 2 sets of the flowers and our leaves. Okay, I just find that at least when you have more options, right? Let me see if I have, okay, a little bit up. Okay, so the nice thing about this stamp wheel Altenew is it already has a sticky mat. Okay, so therefore it's easy to, you don't need magnets. So sometimes when I use the magnets, they make the paper a little bit, or the distance between the paper and the platform a little bit higher, so it's harder to stamp. So having the sticky mat is easy. Again, you just make sure that it's like 45-degree angle. Make sure that it's aligned towards that, and then push down. Okay, and that's the thing that you will always do whenever you remove it. Okay, so just, slightly put pressure. Okay, I just circular motion like so, and then, okay, I go back again. Okay, I restamp. This is again a Versamark. It's a clear pigment ink. The reason we prefer pigment inks for embossing is it dries slowly, longer than your dye inks. Your dye inks, the minute you stamp it, almost immediately it's dry, right? So you really need to work super fast. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to add those embossing powders, okay, onto yours. So I've actually, oh, there's the actually again. I'm stamping it with the Versamark 3 times just to make sure that I get a very crisp impression. But let's see, because my hands are getting tired, so I'm not sure if this actually has that great of an impression. Let's see. Hopefully it worked. Okay, so let's just put this aside again and put out our, where is it? Okay, I am missing my, oh, there you go. Okay, it's underneath. Okay, so you see how very little of your embossing powder, okay, you use up when you do your heat embossing. So if you are new to paper crafting and you want to do embossing, you don't need to buy a very big bottle unless you plan to make like hundreds and hundreds of, heat embossed projects. Otherwise, just one bottle will last you, depends on how you use it, could be a lifetime. Really, I kid you not. Whoops. Okay, I accidentally. Okay. 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 I really like this. It's a very soft brush. Okay, and then let's just put this back in again. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Okay. And let's just clean up. I saw a bit of embossing powder falling on my desk. Okay. All right. Now let's do this one. Okay, so after this, one more flower and then we'll do the quokka. Gosh, it's so hard to... I remember when this was first released and everybody was doing a sample of, I think Yvette did one project with that. I think in one of their hops. It was so much fun. It's like, I've never heard of a quokka before. I don't think I've ever seen one. So that was the very first time that I've seen and heard of it during the hop. Okay, when that was released. All right. Okay, so one more with the flowers and then we're going to do the we're going to do the critters, so that when the next step would be just coloring, so we're going to color them all together. Okay, so and then after that it's just the putting together for, yeah, so today I'm going to be making cards. Okay, so we're back to making cards. Sometimes I like to tweak things, right? So I would do something other than a card. Okay, sometimes I would do exactly as it is. Oftentimes I would, do something else like a packaging or interactive one or something. All right, so let's do some more of those flower petals. Okay, so what I'm using this this paper, okay, is something that's available here in the Philippines. It's from Prestige Paper Products. It's called Bevania Splendor Gel White. Okay. It's from Fedrigoni. It's an Italian brand. So quality-wise, it's really very good. But it isn't watercolor paper though. So if you plan to do a lot of, or do a little bit of mixed media or something, I do not recommend this paper. Okay, I would recommend that you use what do you call that? You use a watercolor paper instead. Okay, but if it's just for coloring with alcohol markers or pencils, this will do. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh, I forgot. How did I put it? How did I put the flowers? Gosh, I forgot. I forgot, my friends, if it was this way or that way. Ugh. So I have to remove that and start again. Because I forgot. Okay. All right. So I do have a mark. Okay. But then I place it here instead of the other side. So, okay. That would be my... All right. Okay. So I know now. Because otherwise, if you put it the wrong way, then you will have a wonky image, right? So I remember that is my mark. It's just an animal dot, okay, that I added onto one of the points of this stamp wheel from Altenew, just so I remember, okay, how I'm supposed to put it back. Okay, so because unlike the Misty where there's a door, there's a hinge, right? So it's so easy, just close, open, close, open. So you will know that it will always fall on the same place, at the same place. But this one, okay, see, you can remove everything. So if you don't remember where, okay, you actually stamped it the first time, then you would have a problem, especially if you are restamping. And that's the purpose of this stamp platform, because most of the time you don't get the crisp image immediately, especially if you're using a new stamp, because it probably isn't conditioned just yet. So most of the time it would take you several, stamping on the same image onto your paper, so you'll get that crisp image that you want. Okay, so that having that enamel dot, okay, or any kind of marker you want to put in, okay, I just followed the suggestion from okay, when they first released this from Altenew, that's what they said that you can do, so that you will remember, okay, where you placed your stamp, because it's vital that you remember. Otherwise, you'll have a ghost of an image, or worse. Okay, let's try to heat emboss the first one I did, but that one was stamped only just once, so I'm not sure if it's gonna give us a great impression. Okay, but this one, okay, so we'll see, did give us nice crisp one. Okay, I'm also using the embossing powder from Altenew. Okay, so it's okay to put as many as you want, because you can always put it back. Okay, I'm just trying to clean, okay, the other excess. Oop, too much. I actually removed. All right. Okay. Okay, and then we will put this back in. Okay. I could have done this earlier, but I really couldn't decide which one I want to use for today. And I also like the part where you guys help me, right? So you determine what I'm going to be doing for the day. And that's fun. I find it fun when you guys help me out with, the decision making. Okay, let me see. I am way behind. Everybody's still saying hi. Okay. Thank you, Dawn. Yes, later, my friends. About 10 in a few minutes. Okay. If you are interested in art journaling, junk journaling, you want to check them out, please do so. Okay. This is their regular schedule. This is not my regular schedule. So it's okay. Thank you for dropping by and saying hi. Yes, please do check out my dear friends, Dawn and Tracy of Not Afraid of Color. They go live every time, this time on a Friday morning. Right, so there you go. Okay, just finishing off this one, and then we're gonna do the quokka. Okay, for the stamps of this one, oh, I forgot there are stamps. I will just directly stamp those in later on. Okay, so let's do the coca first. So I have this and this. So two leaves and then two of the flowers. By the way, when it's still hot, sometimes it's still a little bit on the liquid. So make sure that you don't touch it immediately because it's still a little bit hot, and then you can smear it as well. All right. So, okay. Not too loud. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Bye, Dawn from Susan and from Vicky. Okay. Thank you so much, my friends. I've never conditioned any of my new stamps. This is good to know. Okay. It means that you are actually using very good quality stamps, Marian. Because most of the really good quality stamps, they really do not need to be conditioned. But sometimes it happens. It happens, even to the best of manufacturers. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Good morning. We're all still sick. Oh my gosh. So, yes, all of us, I see, my voice is still not at 100% as well. Yes, Susan actually started getting a little, feeling a little bit sick when she got back from her trip to visit her son. Well, Susan, we are. Oh yeah, I remember Shanna. This time of the year, okay, they go on vacation, but don't you worry, because Shanna always makes sure that she has prepared videos that we can still watch even though she's on vacation. Yes, Laurie. Oh gosh, I'm so behind. He didn't want to bring more than one box like mom told him to use a roll of tissue paper. I hope everybody gets well soon. Okay, yes, Caroline, thanks for dropping by, my friend. Okay, I think she's gone already. Bye. Thanks so much for okay, so bye, Vicky and Caroline. Yes, Vicky is on her way to medical appointment. Okay, update. Okay, for her, just recent surgery. So, Tina is saying bye to you both. Okay, and of course, Yvette, time to clean the house and do laundry. Yes, it's the weekend. Thank you so much, Yvette, for dropping by as well. And then we're gonna do the cocas. Okay, so why so many, Lala? Because I'm doing, for those who are just coming in, I am doing two prompts 2 days. So in Stash-tember, I do give out prompts for you guys to follow if you have stamps or stashed stamps that you have not used for quite a while. Okay, so every day there is a prompt, and so I'm doing days 10 and 11 and 12. No, it's days 10 and 11. So Floral Frenzy and animals. Okay, so this is the one that's going to be the one we stamped. It's for the Floral Frenzy. And for the critter, we're going to be using the one from Cat Scrappiness. Okay, the quokka. Okay. So, let's look for it. Okay, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Okay, it's here. All right, it's here. Okay, ta-da! Where is Shanna vacationing? This time, the last time I think it was in the Bahamas. Okay, not sure where this time. Okay, so again, since this is a new stamp, okay, so normally you just do like that just to make sure that there are no more protective plastic layer. And that's don't worry about that. It's normal when they manufacture stamps. That is the process. Okay, it's just that most manufacturers would make sure that that is already removed, especially the very high quality ones. But sometimes there are times when some still remains, and so just to make sure, you rub a little bit onto those stamps we call it to condition it. Okay, so okay, and then we make sure, for those who are new, the flat side of your polymer stamp has to be, okay, facing you, okay, and so that it will stick onto your platform, whether you're using a stamp wheel like this or a Misty or any kind of stamp platform. Okay, so when you pick it up, it sticks, right? And this is the image where now you will, in my case, I will heat emboss again. And I will make 2 of this, okay, just to make sure if I make a mistake, I do have an extra and I don't need to go back to this. And then after this, I will just stamp some of the sentiments. Okay, I forgot. Okay, if you do have questions about Stash-tember or any of the things I'm doing right now, please feel free to put it in the chat. Again, thank you so much for those who have dropped by, said hi. Okay, if you need to go, I absolutely understand. Okay, if you want to check out Not Afraid of Color, okay, and Dawn, the Crafty Visage, they're actually live, I think, right now. Okay, please do check out our dear friends as well. You can always watch on replay. Still on day 8. Oh, Jaden is actually... Jaden, can you message me, my friend, and tell me, okay, what is... do you post it on Instagram, on YouTube? Okay, so I can check it out. Because I plan to, over the weekend, create a playlist. And I will put all the links to your Stash-tember, okay, and to your channel or to your social media pages, so others can hop onto those, right, and check you out as well. I've been loving everybody's take. I was like, wow. So you will just see, like, why didn't we use this for the longest time, right? So again, no judgment if you are you have not been able to use it, because I too are, in the same boat. That's why Stash-tember, that is the intention and the inspiration for this. I actually didn't intended to go live or to do Stash-tember. It just happened, when I was, oh, look at that. This is fail. Look. Do you see that? That part. It didn't stamp properly. Okay, but no worries. Okay. I will still use this one. Okay, I will heat emboss it in a bit, but let's stamp again. So now I know that I need to push a little bit more on this side. All right. So let's check out that one. When that happens, I already removed, okay, the paper from the platform. So I cannot put this back again because I don't remember where I placed it. And I already put powder, right? So what you're gonna do when that happens to you is you just have to redo it again. Okay? So I'm gonna put this. Okay. So it's gonna be like that. Okay, so I realized that it's nicer if it's like this. All right. Let me just put this one. Make sure that the reason we put anti-static powder actually, if you really don't have the anti-static powder, you can just baby powder or cornstarch or starch. There you go. Okay, so I realized that this guy's image didn't stamp properly. So let me just make sure that, I will, okay, condition that part a little. Okay, and then let me just, okay, do this again and make sure that I put a little bit more pressure on the right side. Okay, so Mr. Quokka. Okay, because somehow it didn't get stamped completely. Okay, making sure, okay, that everything is flat. Okay, so the right side, Mr. Quokka. Am I saying it right? Quokka? Quokka. 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 So hard. Let me check. I can actually, you can see a little bit if, okay. I still see no impression. What is wrong? Okay, let me put a little bit more pressure on my Versa mark. Okay. And okay. Why, oh why? Okay, so let me put a little bit of a pressure. Not to like do CPR, but a little bit pressure. Okay, but I'm not pumping onto it. Just a little bit of pressure and then just go around. Okay, just making sure. Because if you like do like that, it can stretch your stamp and it can stretch the image. Oh, there's still really some parts of it. Okay, of his shirt that is still. Okay, I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna give up. That's the purpose of, that is the purpose of a stamp platform. Okay, you can go again and again and again and again. Okay, let us do this again. Okay. Okay, so this part I see has not yet. Okay. I hope. Okay, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay. What is wrong with my grip? Is it my grip? Or is it this embossing powder? I mean, Versamark ink. Okay. 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 Where is the guy? This side, right? Okay. All right. I think this is the best. Okay, there's still this part. There's this part, guys. This part. This part. There you go. Maybe this time you'll be loving Dale Fine. Joke. Don't sing. All right. This is it, Pansit. Okay, there you go. How many times? How many times did I have to do it again? Okay, baby, 5 times? So don't give up, my friends. Don't give up. There you go. Now we have a perfect impression. See, look, the difference. See? This one versus this one. Okay. I took it for granted that after 3 tries or 3 levels of stamping that it's gonna be perfect. But apparently it didn't turn out so. So the next time around, I made sure that I check, okay, if it has indeed stamp. Okay. Oh, Tina had to leave? Oh no, I think Tina was saying goodbye to Vicky and to Caroline earlier on. All right. No worries, Jaden. Take your time, my friend. I have several videos coming up still for like the Craft 102 of PF Crafts. I have yet to upload. I have so many videos that I need to do. It's just, you know, when it comes to editing, oh my, I'm so lazy. But we do have some hops for Kendra's Card Challenge. And of course, my take for the September mood board challenge for Not Too Shabby. If you have not checked that out, please do so. It's a very fun challenge, right? So there is a mood board which you can check out on the blog of the Not Too Shabby shop. Okay, and it will show you the color palette. You can either work on the color palette or the theme, okay, what or a combination of both, whatever it is, feel free to, you know, make it your own. Okay, there you go. Perfect. But you know what? Let's just do this as well. Despite it's not being perfect, you know, it can still be used somehow. Anyway, I already put the embossing powder on it, so might as well heat emboss it to seal it in. Okay, because unless you put heat onto this one, it will be removed. Okay, so probably I can do, you know, I can draw. Oh, really? So for those who know me, you know, I don't draw. I can't. I would love to be able to draw. But drawing and coloring are 2 things that I'm not very comfortable with, but I am trying my best. There you go. We have our quokka. Okay. Now the last for the stamping for tonight will be our sentiments. Okay. I do want to be able to choose the sentiment, okay, eventually. So let's work with, okay, some of them. Okay, let me see. I'm making sure that I have, okay, that, okay, my mark, okay, always on top so that I know how I'm gonna restamp. Okay. So let's first put my paper in. Okay, and then put, okay, I admire your strength. Okay, so let's put I admire your strength. I also want, this is too many, maybe that's for the inside. Proud to call you my friend, sending hugs to my best bud, right? Because there's a bud. Okay, so let's do that. Let's make sure that we have distance between them. Okay, this is too long for an A2 size card. So proud to call you my friend. Okay, I feel, yeah, this one, this 3. All right, so that will be the 3 sentiments that I'm going to be working with today. Okay, so let's make it center. Okay, again, let's pick it up. Okay, making sure that that's in the middle. Okay, and then now start, okay, heat embossing. Okay, so this one, I think I want my sentiments to be in, what do you think? Okay, let me see. Do I want them to be a certain color, or do I just do a regular black just to be sure? Or do I do gold? Do I do gold or black? Okay. So let's start stamping. Okay, so now we're doing the sentiments. You can stamp directly onto your card base or your card top, but I like putting it, stamping it onto another, and then I will just either fussy cut or cut it into sentiment strips later on. Okay, so let's do this one in gold. Okay, first. So since this one we did silver, okay, so I'm just gonna turn on. Okay, and use gold. This is a Brutus Monroe Golden Gourd. Okay, I hope I pronounced that properly. So it looks orange, okay, but when you heat emboss it, it's gonna turn into gold. All right. Okay. So the nice thing about this Brutus Monroe bottle is it's big. It has very wide mouth, so it's easy to put it in. Okay, now we just heat emboss that one. So this will serve as one of our sentiments for later. Okay, I admire your strength. I like, the sentiments. They're very encouraging, very supportive. Okay, I used to, give out some of the cards I make, but I got scared because the last time I sent one out, it took a year, more than a year, for it to actually be received. And so in as much as I want to give out or send some of you something, okay, unless maybe a friend is coming over, and I can send it through them and then mail it in the US, I'm having second thoughts of sending anybody a card via the mail. All right, perfect. Look at that beautiful, perfectly heat embossed. Proud to call you my friend. Sending hugs to my best bud. I admire your strength. Okay, so that is in gold. Okay, we can also do that in silver since we still have it over here. Okay, so I think this is the longest part of making the cards we're going to make today, because otherwise just the putting together of the card will, I feel, be fairly easy. Let me just check first if this is correct. Okay, just making sure that I have, okay, the stamp set is from Altenew. The the embossing powder is from Brutus Monroe. Okay, and my embossing platform is from Altenew. I got this stamp wheel. I did pre-order it through Nenet of my little attic studio. She is an Altinu educator, the very first in the Philippines and in the region in Asia. She brought in Altinu to the Philippines, and we're forever grateful for her. She has introduced card making big time to the Philippines. So we'll always be forever grateful to Nenet, okay, of My Little Attic Studio. She teaches us different kinds of card making, techniques face to face prior to, the pandemic. And actually, again, she even did virtual ones while we were locked down before. She's just a very generous person, always trying to lift the Filipino crafter's spirit through her works. She is such an inspiring person. If you have not checked her out, she has a lot of content on Instagram. Okay, she is My Little Attic Studio, Nenet Samson Madero. If you are a crafter in the Philippines and you mention her name, everybody knows Nenet. She is such an amazing, amazing person. You really have to be super grateful for her because she was the very first one who brought in a lot of, the manufacturers and products back here to the Philippines. Before, it's going to take us like so long for those products to be brought in here. So I'd like to thank, my partner stores, Lasting Impression, My Attic Studio, Kara. They have been an amazing source of inspiration to the crafting community here in the Philippines. I admire your strength. Oh, the sending. It's not perfect. Do you see? The S and the D is not perfect. It's okay. If you're a perfectionist, that would but it's okay. It's okay, my friends. Remember, Stash-tember is supposed to be fun. Okay, so we're done with the sentiments for our flowers. Now we're gonna do the one for the coca. Okay, so for the coca, let's check what sentiments we want to use. So as you can see, I'm just putting everything at the back. Okay, hey, let me see. Welcome to the funny farm. How about a roll in the hay? Together is our favorite place to be. Oh, I love that. Tomorrow is our favorite place to be. Okay, I like that. Or I forking love you. That's so cute. Right? So I forking love you. I love that. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. Yeah, stop forking around. Yeah, I think those two. I'm good with those two. All right, so let's bring back our stamp wheel. You see, the stamp wheel word is gone because I don't know what. I think this was one of the very first releases. It was easily removed, but the second release I know that they had, they fixed it. Let me see. All right, there you go. Okay, now we can lift it up. Okay. Okay, so we will stamp again in, we will stamp in gold and silver. Okay, just like what we did with the flowers. Right? the thing with this one, sometimes it easily, so I clean up the sides just to make sure that I didn't accidentally put a Versa mark ink onto that one. Let me check. Is it okay now? No. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. Just to make sure that we have So if you have not tried using a stamp platform just yet, this is just one of several that you can find out there. So there's the one I'm using is from Altenew. There's also from We Are Memory Keepers or Makers. There is also one from, of course, Misty. Oh, that's so perfect. I love it. Okay, and then many others. Right? So, but if you are going to be working on cards, that's one of the tools that you really would be, a lifesaver for you. So, if there's one tool that I would suggest you buy, that would be a stamp platform. As you can see, normally if you just stamp it one time, it may not give you the best impression. Sometimes it takes you several passes, meaning several stamping, okay, to get that crisp image. So this is on gold, and let's do another one on silver. Okay, normally you can always just stamp directly with a colored ink. It's just that having your sentiments heat emboss, I find, is, looks more awesome. Right? So that's why I prefer, if I can, I prefer heat embossing my sentiments. Don't worry about your embossing powder. They can last you a lifetime if you're just gonna use it for, every now and then stamping. Let me just check. Okay, so one more. Okay, you can more or less see if you have stamped them perfectly. All right, so sometimes twisting your stamp like that on top, rather than just simply pounding on it, makes the contact between your stamp and your ink pad a little bit better. Okay, so we can remove this one. This time around we're gonna do silver. Okay, so where is so this is the one for silver. So I try to use a different paper, so just in case that there is still something left behind, okay, when I put it there or when I put it back, it's not gonna contaminate, okay, the rest of my powders. Right, and then I will just simply put it back. Okay, so now we have it on gold and on silver, and now it's really time to put our cards together after I heat emboss this one. Okay, oh, Zealous Hill and Wims, yay! Oh my gosh, have you seen their projects? I'm like, wow. Wow, I have no words. I can just say wow over and over and over again. And Zell has a post on her Instagram and Facebook about this, mixed media challenge that she's inviting us over to join. It's actually free as well. So if you want to check that out, head on to Zell's channel. I mean Zell's Facebook and Instagram. She posted there. I shared it actually as well. All right. So this is the forking. This is the loving. Okay. So now let's put our cards together. Okay. So this is the coca. Okay. And this is our flowers. Okay. So let us start coloring. Okay, just making sure that there is no more embossing, powder on any of them, so that when we color them, okay, our markers will just glide freely. Okay. Okay. So now let's check. Okay, so let's go over it with a bit of pink. Okay, so let's do R85, R83, R85, R81, and then the other would be a yellow, a Y17, a 19, a 15. All right, so let's work with our flowers first. Okay, so let's do this one first. Okay, so this one is the yellow, so let's do Y15. Okay, so let me just work on that one. Okay, so just laying down colors, okay, onto them. Okay, this probably might be nice if I used, watercolor, but this is not a watercolor paper, so I don't want to in case ruin it by adding water onto it, because it might not be able to handle the watercolor. Okay. So this is the Y15. Okay, and then we'll do the Y17 next. Okay. Okay, so I'm just adding bits and pieces of the Y17 from the base. Okay, and a little bit from the top. So my kids are talking and thinking if they want to sleep with mom tonight. So what's the decision? Okay, Sammy is already in bed. How about you, B-boy? All right, and then Y19. Okay. Let's go back with Y15. We call this pesting ahem in the Philippines. Right. What does it look like? Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, are you guys still there? I'm sorry. I'm just this this coughing is giving me a hard time. All right, and then we'll do a little bit of the pink. Okay. Okay. How about making the other one yellow? This is 17. Okay, 15 again. Go back with the 15. Okay. And then this is the 83. Okay. I love this color of the rose. It's so calming. It's like just oh, both my kids are sleeping in with me today, eh? I can hear them. So every now and then they still want to sleep in with mommy. This is the R85. All right. So okay, not perfect, but okay. And then we will now fussy cut our flower. And we will work on putting that. And we will layer in those flowers. Okay, onto our background. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, and then we'll have the second one. Okay, I'm just fuzzy cutting. So it's also easier to fuzzy cut when you have heat embossed because the borders are more distinct. So it's easier to fuzzy cut around it, even though there are very fine details. Okay, so thank you so much for those who are still around. Okay, I hope that you also would want to join us. Okay, be part of Stash-tember. Maybe check out your stash. Okay, things that you have not used just yet for whatever reason. Again, no judgment. Just want to inspire you to actually use what you have. Okay, so okay. Okay. Then of course you have the sepals should be green. I will just come back to those in a bit. Okay. So there you go. Okay. So now we will just fussy cut this one. So when you see me fussy cut, one tip I can give is when you're doing fuzzy cutting, do you see how I turn the paper around and my scissors go like that? So it's the paper that you move. That will give you a more precise fuzzy cutting rather than your scissors moving around. Okay, and if you want to make it easier, you see how the scissors are have very thin blades compared to one that has a very, like your school scissors. They have very thick blades. When you have thicker blades, it's kind of harder to know where exactly the edge of that blade will fall. So that's why sometimes it's not as precise if you use okay a, a scissor with very thin blades. Again, that's more or less okay, but then there are really very talented crafters like Bitty Penny. She just uses a regular, household scissors, very long and thick one, and she still fuzzy cuts extremely well, right? So that is generally easier to do if you use thinner blades, okay, because it's easier to find where the edge, okay, will fall. But as I mentioned, that is not always, applicable to all, because there are people who can even fuzzy cut as nicely without even using this kinds of scissors, right? But if you are new to this and you find it hard to fuzzy cut, maybe you could check out that advice and see how it, helps you out. All right, so there you go. Okay. 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 Okay, and then the green ones. Where's the green? Okay, so for the sepals. Okay, let me see this one. Okay, let me see. Now let's put it into a card and see how it will work out. Just looking for a nice card base. Okay, let me see. Looking for a nice. Oh, that looks elegant. Okay, so we'll probably put one like that, and then this one. Okay, yes, this one on another geometric paper. Where is my die cutting machine? Okay. Okay, so let's do this 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so nothing fancy, no interactive card, just 4 by 5 1/4. That will be our card tops. Hold on, let me just get a nice background for that. Okay, hold on. Okay, and then gold one. I just needed to get a paper. Okay, so let's do a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. What's that? Okay, 4 1/4, and here the same for the pink. I like doing things like two at a time. So 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, so that is. There you go. Okay, so that will be that one. Okay, this will be for that one. Okay, that with this kinds, you don't really need, a very okay, and then we will just have the stem. Okay, we will just stamp this stem, directly. Okay, where is my platform? Okay, so let's just use a Misty this time. Okay, so we can directly stamp in the stem. Okay, we'll see how it would look like. Okay. Okay, let's put it up so that we can still cover. Let me see how we would make this over there. Okay. Okay. So for this one, I will just use a what do you call this? A dye ink to stamp my stem. There you go. Okay, for that kind of different kind of look. Okay, if you want, you can also like fuzzy cut. Okay, stamp it and then color it in or fuzzy cut. Okay, that can also be. It's just that this time I want to have a different kind of look. Okay, so let's just clean our stamp. Okay, and then, okay, where do we want to put the next flower? Maybe something like, okay, so if this is gonna be that one, okay, or this is gonna be in the background, and we can have it like, say, in the front, like so. We will have it go up like that, straight up. Okay, a little bit. All right. See, nothing perfect, but it's okay. We are not after perfection because that's not something I do. Right? Okay, there you go. Done. Okay. Put this back. Okay, and then let's put it into, let's put my card together. Okay, let's grab a card base. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. Okay, finally, we're almost. Okay, as I mentioned, I think yes, Zell and Wims were earlier. And Miss Burns! Hi, Burns! Good evening! Happy Friday, Zell! How was MIBF? Oh, it's back to normal. You know how it was when during the pandemic when it reopened? That was the saddest MIBF I've attended. There were you know how it was like there's a first and second floor before, right? And then the last one prior to this one, oh no, I think the immediate one after pandemic, it was so sad. It was only one floor and there weren't that much exhibitors, and then there were not much people, but this time around it's back. Okay, I actually, oh no, actually again, I bought a lot of books that B-Boy and I will use for our homeschooling because they were at a super discounted price, which is one of the reasons I love going to MIBF is that the textbooks are absolutely from 1,000 down to 50 pesos or 100, right? They are older editions though, but still, you can still use it as, you know, reference. So if you are homeschooling or just additional references for your kids, that's great. And then there were also independent authors that were exhibiting some of their books and comics and other stuff. So it was so much fun. And then on top of that, Zell, after that, we went to, of course, IKEA. Right? So you see how I've learned to live with imperfections. And Wims told me before, you know, with these kinds of things, just, you know, make it's okay to make it look, you know, you don't need to color everything in as perfectly as, because, you know, especially if it's like flowers and stuff, there's organic, right? So in nature, they're not really perfect. Ta-da! Okay, I know I did stamp leaves. There you go. I forgot to stamp my leaves. Right? So let's go. I'll color in my leaves. Okay. G24, G21. Okay. Let's color in some of the leaves. Okay. So Zell, when are you going to MIBF? Tomorrow? Tomorrow is the last day, if I'm right. So there will definitely be a lot of people. So good luck, my friend. But the kids and I had fun. And then Sammy even decided to go to this like a 17 pop-up shop in the main mall. Okay, so let's cut this and sneak it in onto the back of, this card. Okay, and then so you don't need to put everything in. You can cut it like so, like what I did, and then sneak it in like that, and probably put in another one like so. Let me see. I can tuck this in. Okay, otherwise, make another one and put it on another side. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I'm trying to make it as fast as I can. Okay, so that because it's almost 11. Again, please don't forget to share, if ever you share your Stash-tember, to use the hashtag Stash-tember, okay, or Stash-tember 2025. All right. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, I want to just use this part. Just fuzzy cutting. Okay, and then let's use that part over there. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller still. There you go. Okay. And then just tuck it in onto those flowers. And now we will just finish it off with our sentiment for this one. So I will say, oh, this is for the coca. Okay, where is for the, okay, I can put, I admire your strength. Okay, so where is my trimmer? Okay. You can do, I admire your strength. Okay, like so. Or let's check out how this one is gonna look like and see which one we like to put best. Oh. Okay, so we can have something like that. Or I think I like this better. Okay, so we can still see. All right, there you go. Okay, and then we would probably make it a little bit shorter. Okay, there you go. I like that. Okay, so let us put that one in. Okay, so let's use the longer foam tape. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, so we will put it, okay, mid-center. Or we could put it onto the side and have like a flag on one side. Okay, change my mind. You can always do that, right? So I changed my mind. I wanted it, okay, to have a fishtail on one side, and I will, okay, make it flush to this side and put it like so. There you go. That's our first card. I admire your strength. Okay, and then for the next one of our floral card, okay, we will do something similar. Okay, so just super except for that I had to stamp everything from scratch because I had to ask you guys what you wanted me to do for tonight, right? So and that was absolutely fine. Okay, so we will do the, okay, the stem once again. Okay. Oh, I already attached it. Yikes. We'll see. All right. So, okay. This time, maybe we want it onto the lower side. So it's going to look a little different, right? So we're going to put it like so. So we're going to make the stems a little bit shorter. Okay, like so. Then where did I put my ink? Okay, my green ink. You know what? I'll just grab it. Okay, let's now use maybe the forest. This one, the forest glades. Okay, again, this is Alton New. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then we're going to put the other stem. Okay, and then this one is gonna be a little bit lower as we want the smaller flower to be a little down below. Okay, like so. Okay, lift, remove. Okay, and just put this, together like so. Okay, so we will just make this flat. Okay, and then this one we will layer in a little bit. Okay, there you go. So it will have a little bit of dimension. And then we will just put the sentiment this time around a little bit on top. Okay. There you go. And then this one, I I did this on silver, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we can do the proud to call you my friend. Let's do a silver this time for this one. Okay. This is a little bit wonky. Okay. There you go. Proud to call you my friend. Okay, we can do this one on the other side like so. Okay, and then let's put a little bit of a tinge of pink. Okay, onto this one as well so that it's gonna blend in better. Okay. Wow, my workspace looks so messy. Let me clean that out in a little bit. Okay, I'll just finish cutting this one. Ay, 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 go. Okay, I cut it too near the edge. I'll cut it again and I'll just make another border. It was too near the edge. Okay, paper surgery being done right now, my friends. So don't worry about mistakes. That can easily be remedied. Okay, so you just do it again. Okay, let's just clean up my mess. All right, so that, okay, it's nice. It looks nicer because it looks so messy. All right, let me see. Where's the top? Okay. All right, there you go. You guys are still awake. It's actually already 11:05 here in the Philippines. And it's a Friday night. And normally on a Friday night, we call it Friday, right? So people can stay a little bit late, out a little bit later because Saturdays, a lot of people don't have work, but some do have. So depends. Okay, so there you go. Okay, proud of you, my friend over there. Okay, we can make this just a little bit flat. Okay, so that's card number 1 and card number 2. These are our floral takes. Again, I've had this for a very long time but never really used it. It's from Altenew, of course. You know, with Altenew, you can never really go wrong when it comes to flower stamps. They're always awesome. All right, so that's our first and second card. Okay, now let's do our final card, and that's for the critters. The one I'm using is from Cat Scrappiness, and it's the Fork and Farm Quokka. All right, so where are my Quokka? Okay, where are my Quokka? Where did I put my stamp Quokka, friends? Hold on. Let me just look for it. It must be here somewhere. There you go. There goes my Quokka. Okay. All right. So, what do Quokkas actually look like? I have no idea. Okay, what Quokkas look like. Let me Google. All right. And check out, how they actually look like. Kaka, animal. What do you call that? Cartoon. Okay. Oh, they're brown. A little bit on the brown. I thought they were like kind of gray. Okay, so they're a little bit like brownish. Okay, so they're not gray. Okay, got it. So lighter gray. Okay. So let's go ahead and look for those. So E O Z EO0, EO01, E.1. Okay, or EO1, EO2. Okay, and then the dress. Okay, let's give her a very what would be like a farm clothes. Maybe yeah, on the pink. Okay, let me see, Mr. E35, 35, 25. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's color in the quokkas first. Okay, but first let's go to the chat. I've been forgetting the chat. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Thank you so much, my friends. Okay, women's gonna be doing 11 and 12 after my household chores. My mother-in-law is not at home, so I don't have an extra hand. Ooh, all right. I feel you, Wims. Be right back. Need to get a fresh cup of coffee. Go ahead, Susan. I'm back. Got sidetracked. Susan, I know you're not feeling well, my friend, so it's okay. You may rest. Maybe it's that time of the morning when you can actually, try and go back. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It has dried up again. Why? I've been seeing a lot of my, what do you call this? My, what do you call this? My Copics drying up lately. Okay. Okay, let's color in our quokka. Miss Quokka. Okay, and then the ears would be darker later. Have you heard of the under coloring or something? So if you want to actually have like a kind of, that's the way they say you put something like a gray underneath. Let's try that. Let's try a very light gray or a very light purple and see what that would look like. Okay, if it's okay, we're experimenting. They say to put a little bit of a purple underneath. Instead of layering, you can put something like an under coloring. I forgot the name of this YouTube teacher for coloring. I was like watching her last night. Okay, and then that's what her advice was, is to put like a light purple or gray under, and then put your whatever color you want on top of it. That will give you like a darker, I don't know what you call that, a hue or something of whatever it is you're using, rather than going back. Yeah, it does look nicer. It is darker than that one. Interesting. Interesting. Try that, friends, and see how you like it. Right? Instead of going over it with the lighter, darker like that, she said, do under coloring. I think that's what she mentioned. And you will get that that darker look that seems, but it's actually really nice. Okay, so let's put that on their ears. Okay, so let's put a little bit more. And then let's put just this one. Hmm. Nice. Let's compare and contrast the girl where there is no undercoloring versus the male that has an undercoloring. Is this the one that dried up? Okay, and maybe that one, the glasses will have very, very blue. Okay, maybe this PG10. Okay, very, very faint. Okay. Okay, on to the sides of their eyes. Their whimsical quokkas. Alright. There you go. Okay, now what do we color their frame? Okay, so let's color the frame. Okay, darker on this side. And maybe a beach brown onto the sides. The nice thing about having heat embossed this one is it creates that kind of a border where it's easy, although I can already see that there are colors that went out of the line. Ah, but that's fine. Okay, and then we will put a lighter brown in the inside. Okay. Oh, this is a true test of. Oh, I remember during the YouTube event, there's this I don't know what you call it. Is it a dexterity test where you're gonna try and move that thing around like several metal things, and yet it has like a buzzer if you touch any of the wires or something. That was hard. Okay, so we will not try to color in everything, just a little bit like so towards the middle. All right, there you go. Ah, okay, and then let's color in their smock gowns. Okay, let me see. What will we color the smock gowns? Okay, so let's color hers. Okay, this one should be like a darker. Okay, and this will be like a lighter one. Okay, and then let's bring in some bit of a red for her lips and their tongue. Right? And then also for this one. Okay. And let's make her down. Okay, this one. Oh, her hand. I forgot her hand. Okay. Her hand. Her hands. Okay, what would be the color of his like smock? Would it be like brown again? Let me see. Could be like blue. Or would it be 831 and 32? Let's see. That jumper could be like blue. And then the pitchfork. It's called a pitchfork, right? Okay, let's color that blue. Like a denim. Maybe like a denim blue. All right, ching, ching. Okay, that would be a different blue. Okay, just go over this again. Okay. And I think I have the perfect background for this later on. Okay. I have the Ah, Wims is just listening in the background. Undertones. Do you call it undertones? Undercoloring, undertones. Could be. Yes, Susan. I forgot her term. She is so good. I forgot her name and the way she does her videos. It's so much fun. She uses a lot of B-rolls. I'm sure you know of her. She's famous. She's a big channel. It's like I was going through her video last night until I fell asleep. Said, "Wow, that's genius." Okay, so but I have not tried it because I really don't have time. So whatever I do for Stash-tember, I really don't have any preparation, no plans whatsoever. because you guys decide, right? And I just go with the flow. And that's why I love what we do, because it's just so much fun. I don't stress myself out. Okay, so let's try and do this. You know what I'm going to do with that background? I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. Okay, I am just cutting out with a bit of, I did, use my, what do you call this? My pen blade. Okay, and now I'm just going to cut all of this white spaces around my coca. Okay, and I'm gonna fussy cut around it because I want the background to have this kind of a wood with the texture of wood. Okay, as their background, to have that kind of a farm kind of look and feel. See, so I remove the background. Okay, and I'm gonna continue to remove the rest of it by just cutting through. Okay, slowly. Okay, cutting through it. Now thinking, should have done that earlier on, but it's okay. You can still fussy cut. Again, since I heat emboss this, it's actually easier to fussy cut around it. Oh, I forgot the pitchfork. I forgot to color in the pitchfork. So, W5. Is it too dark? All right. Oh my gosh. Very fine. All right. Continue fussy cutting. All right. Continue fussy cutting, my friends. Okay. Fuzzy cut away. There you go. Okay, and now just continue to fuzzy cut away. All right. Now continue to fuzzy cut the rest of her head. There you go. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's continue to fussy cut this part of the frame. You know what? Maybe T and Dawn is gonna finish earlier than I. That's the thing when you have no preparation, right? So it does take a little bit longer to finish than when you have pre-prepped everything and you know what you're gonna do. When you're just going with the flow, sometimes inspiration just comes in last minute. Right, and then let's remove that white between the pitchfork, okay, and his face. Or maybe it's not a pitchfork, it's a rake. I think that's a better word for it. It's like pitchfork is like, it's ominous. There you go. Ta-da! Okay, how do you have that kind of a wooden look? I'm not, maybe lines, squiggly lines like that. Oh my gosh, I've ruined this. It's okay. How you do kind of old kind of look of a wood. You know what? I'll just color it in. I have actually ruined it. Ha ha ha. See, when you've ruined it, just ruin it absolutely. It's not gonna get worse than this one. There you go. Okay, now let's do the background. I'm going to show you what I have in mind for that. Check my pads over here. All right, so it could be that one. Let me see. Okay, which one has that kind of feel? Or do I go for that kind of a background? Okay, but I want the kind of a wooden. Oh, this one. Because it's kind of perfect with the color. It blends in. But we do want a little bit of a contrast. Just a tad. Okay, maybe a more... Okay, like a thinner, like in between. Okay, maybe that kind. No, but I really want to have like a texture of some sort. Okay, maybe this. Which is better, Susan? I think Susan's the only one there. Okay, I think this one, right? Or would it be this one? Yeah, I think this one. That's too dark. All right. Okay. Let me just grab some of my brown paper. Okay. So let's do a 4 and 5 1/4. So let's do 5. No, let's do 4. How is it gonna look like? This one. So this is 4. All right. 4 by 5 1/4. All right. And then let's do a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay. There you go. Okay. And then we're just going to put our quokka. Okay. And then we're going to put our sentiment. Where is our sentiment for our quokka? Okay. So we do have the silver one. And where is the golden one? The gold sentiment. Because I stamped it in both gold and silver. Okay, I just need to find where the silver, the gold one is. Okay, I can't seem to find the gold one. Okay, let me just remove all my pens. And look for my golden stamped sentiment. I feel that the what do you call this? The silver one is better. I mean the gold one is better. Gosh. All my Copic markers are dying. They're drying up like crazy. Okay. Okay. I forking love you together is our favorite place to be. Okay, I can't find the golden one, so this has to do. Okay, let me find my... Oh. Everything seems to be missing. But don't you worry. The show must go on. And continue to. Okay, this strips actually I got from PF Crafts. Okay, so Miss Berna over there in the chat earlier on is actually general manager. So if you have any questions, queries as to products and stuff, Miss Berna is the person to go to. Okay, and then let's put in some foam at the back of our quokka. So our quokka's kind of a like, are they rats? Are they a rat family? There you go. And then we will put in I forking love you or together. You know what? I think together is our place to. That's I feel a nicer sentiment for the two of them. Okay. I forking love you. No, not that one. I want the together. Okay, together is our favorite place to be. Okay, let me see. Let me have that and that. All right, there you go. Okay. Oh, that's the thing though. Okay, it's too white. So we have to just remedy that. Okay, we're just putting it under. Okay, this one. All right. So we're almost done with our quokka. So we finally are able to use up my quokka stamp. Okay, from Cat Scrappiness. Cat Scrappiness is another, manufacturer that our community loves. They make amazing products for card making, and we have a lot of friends who are actually part of their design team. There you go. All right, so thank you for helping me pick out what I'm gonna do for day. That's what I've been doing for Stash-tember. I really don't want to think anymore. I just ask you guys what you want me to do, and I just do it. Okay, and it hasn't been perfect, but that's okay. Crafting, making cards is an awesome way to just, relax. It's just paper. If you make a mistake, you can always start again. Right? And just be okay with imperfections. Right? If you want perfection, okay, yes, you may leave because this is not gonna be perfect in any form, way, or shape. But it has been fun, challenging myself to use up stamps that I have not used, not because they're not nice or pretty, just because there's just so many things that somehow always seem to take precedence over them. And I've never really had gotten that opportunity and chance to use it. But since this is Stash-tember, and that has made me, intentionally use it up. All right, so there you go. Okay, now we just put it in a card base. Okay, and we're good to go. Okay. And normally, I think you've never seen me do this just yet. Okay, so I finalize my cards by adding my handmade by me. Okay, onto the back. Okay. So if you've received a card from me, you would see something like that at the back. All right, there you go. Okay. So I will call it. Do I call it done or do I bling it up first? Yes, you know what? Let's bling it away. Remember? Yes. Okay, I have. Where's that? Okay, so craft every day, in August, I made use of. Okay, I made use of my Nuvo drops that I haven't used for more than a decade, and created these. Right? So, there's a mosquito. Okay, and I will now use them up. Okay, there is a mosquito. My gosh. Okay, and it is going around. Okay, so let us put one over there. Okay, one over here. Okay, maybe a smaller one over there. Okay. Okay, and then probably one over here. Do I have like a smaller one? Okay. There. Okay, and how about for this one? Okay, so for this one, let's put it over. Okay, let's put one over there. See, because I plan to hopefully by the end of the year finish up all my Nuvo drops, because I'm not sure how long they will still last because a lot of them actually had already dried up. Okay, so I'm happy that I was able to create this animal dots out of those Nuvo drops. And you better check out what Wims actually did with them. She used it as part of her mixed media project. Okay, and let's do some for the cocas as well. Let's put it over here and over there. Okay, and let's use what color? Okay, so this color. Right. And then this one. All right. And that is it. We are done. All right. So for day number 10. Okay. So these are our, let me see if I can. What is it? Is it this camera? No. Is it this camera? This camera. Oh, what happened to my face cam? Hold on, my camera. What happened to the camera? So maybe my son, when he left earlier, okay, he accidentally bumped my camera. So I don't know how long I've not been in the frame. All right, so this is the first one. Okay, so proud to call you my friend. All right, so this is our first card for the, what do you call that? The flower one? Yes, so for the flower stamp. Okay, and this one actually is from the Best Buds collection of Altenew. Okay, and you guys chose that for me. This is the second card. Okay, so it's, I admire your strength. All right, so this is what we did for our second card. And for our last card, okay, and that's supposed to be for day 11, which is Critter, right? So we use the Best Quokka, hold on, the Fork and Farm Quokka, okay, from Cat Scrappiness. I'm not sure though about the color of our Quokka because I've never seen one. I just look at the reference from the internet. So it says, together is our favorite place to fee, right? So I not just used my stamps, I also used some of my new drops that I created for craft every day in August. All right, so there you go. Okay, let me see how I'm gonna supposed to put this so you guys can see everything. Right, so maybe just like so, like so. Anyways, let me just go back to the chat and check you out. Sandy Alnok. Yes, Sandy Alnok, I know is very good. There's another one. Sharon? Is it Sharon? No. I forgot her name. But she actually is a teacher for coloring as well. Like Meg. Yes, of course. And we have Crystal. Hello, hello. Oh, you're listening at work. Thank you, thank you. Susan, really, they're not good. Anyways, don't forget to take care of yourself. Oh, is Zell sick as well? Oh my goodness. And we have Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Good morning. Lynn is up. Oh yeah, she's already up. Normally Lynn is up very early, but she's just very busy. Right? There you go. Lynn. Okay. Cute card. Thank you, Lynn. You came in perfectly in time because I'm actually closing up. So you guys chose what it is I'm gonna do today. No preparations, no nothing. You said this step. Okay. All right, and then this is what we've done for today. So I hope that this inspires you to go check out the stamps that you have not yet been using, right? And then, of course, for tomorrow, it is going to be, all right, our prompt for tomorrow, it is day number 12 and 13. It's going to be seasonal stamp, something autumn or fall. Perfect, right? And of course, the sentiment spotlight for day 13, build a card using only unused sentiment stamps. We actually did something similar earlier on, right? When we did the sentiment stamps, I think day 3, day 4. All right. So hopefully, okay, you could join me for that again. Okay, just another look. Go. There you go. A different angle, so to speak, but it's upside down. All right, how about this? Okay, it's even tighter. I think this one is really the best. Okay, that is the best I can do. Okay, with the little frame that I have for a vertical live stream. Thank you again, Lynn. Hi, Crystal. 3 cards in one night. Absolutely. But have you heard? Have you heard? And did you see? Lynn did not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 awesome cards during our live stream hub for September for KCC 19. If you missed that out, that was epic. You better head on to Lynn's channel and check that out as well. All right, so there you go. Thank you again so much, my dear friends, for joining me. Okay, I've been gone for 2 days. I'm so happy that you guys are back. Okay, hanging out again with me. And hold on, as I try to get, my fun stuff. You know what's coming up, right? Yes, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. So I've been trying to put out shorts the past couple of days. And tomorrow I have finally, hopefully, finished editing some of the videos that I've been doing lately, right? So please don't forget to share. Yeah, so others who may have a lot of stash may also do this. And yes, if you are new to the channel, this is the first time you've seen me, maybe you would consider subscribing as well. And yes, please don't forget to hit that like button. All right. So again, thank you so much, my dear friends. All right. Thank you so much again, Crystal. Thank you, my friends. Okay, it will never happen again. Of course, Lynn, never say never, right? So, Lynn, the next challenge would be 10. Remember, how many did Yvette did 15 in 1 hour? Not once, I think twice. So, let's go for 10 next. Yes, of course, I am. All right. Thank you, Lynn. Love you, friend. Thank you, Susan, my new moderator for the channel. Again, thank you so much, my friends. Stash-tember is meant to be fun. As you've seen today, I made a lot of mistakes, did some, paper surgery, botched up some of the coloring. That's fine, right? Because if you would always look for perfection, that's probably one of the reasons why you haven't used your stash just yet, right? Have fun. Let your hair down. In the end, it's just paper. We can always do it again. All right? So there you go. I'm not good as Yvette. No, you are. You are, my friend. All right. See you again tomorrow, friends. Have a great rest of the week. Stay safe. Till then, bye.